You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters, let's talk about some NFL. Man, thank God. But I've actually got something to talk about, and what's two key figures we talk about a lot on this channel. A guy you guys know I like a lot as a quarterback, and that's Baker Mayfield and Deshaun Watson. Now, I feel like Deshaun and Baker are going to always be connected because, well, Cleveland gave up on Baker Mayfield, and now the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have benefited from that. He's got a new contract. He had a really, really damn good season last year, leading them not only to the playoffs, but winning a playoff game, right? And Deshaun Watson, well, let's be honest, he's not been good. Okay, he has not been good since his trade away from the Houston Texans. Never mind the off-field, the banana off-field stuff, the nuts off-field stuff that goes along with all the masseuses and the lawsuits and all that. And now CBS Sports has put out a ranking, and it is just baffling to me that this kind of disrespect still exists. Now, you see that headline, Buccaneers quarterback Baker Mayfield disrespected in latest NFL quarterback rankings. All right, and they're talking about this CBS article. You come over here, CBS Sports ranks Browns Deshaun Watson middle of the pack. Okay, this is nuts, folks. It really is, okay? Now, this ranking that came out, they have Deshaun Watson ranked as the number 17 best quarterback in the NFL right now. And this is the quote from the ranking. Quote, another year, another inevitable gamble from Cleveland, hoping that this time, finally, Watson will be healthy enough on and off the field to justify the team's investment. That'd be $230 million fully guaranteed. The worst contract in the history of football. He flashed as a play-extending passer in 2023, but only between abrupt and nagging injuries. He played one game plus one quarter of good football last year. And even a half of that is arguable when you break down the film. He was not good. Deshaun Watson, here you go, 61%, 1,100 yards, 6.5 yards per attempt, 7 TDs, 4 picks. Let's come over here because I'm sure you're like, well, where is Baker? Well, guys, I'm going to let you know right now, they have got Baker Mayfield ranked behind Deshaun Watson. And I'm floored by it. I truly, truly am. I don't get it. This is where we're at. At one point in the 6-year NFL career, current Tampa Bay Buccaneers quarterback was a castaway by teams after being the former number 1 overall pick by the Cleveland Browns in 2018. I contend he should still be the quarterback there. He led the Browns to the playoffs for what seemed to be an eternity. Then came an injury, and the Browns traded for Deshaun Watson, ultimately leaving no decision for Baker other than to request a trade to be moved. I don't blame him. So, of course, he signed that 1-year prove-it deal to see if he can unlock what many saw in him during his days in Cleveland. The gamble paid off as Baker likely put together the best season of his career in Tampa Bay in 2023, finishing 9th among all NFL QBs in yards, 4,000, 7th in touchdowns, 28, 18th in QBR, 54, while throwing only 10 interceptions. Baker's 2023 season likely saw him as a top 15 quarterback in the league this last season, but it seems like the doubters are still doubting him heading into the 2024 season. In the first power rankings, CBS Sports have Baker Mayfield ranked as the 20th best quarterback in the league. I mean, look, personally speaking, I'd have him somewhere up around 13 probably. 13, 14, 15, something like that. This is PFF's QBR rankings for 2024, or 2023 for this past season. Baker's tied for 19th right here. In case you're wondering, Deshaun Watson's all the way down here at 27 among the worst quarterbacks in football. But somehow, some way, this guy has got Deshaun Watson ranked 3 spots ahead of Baker Mayfield. Still. I mean, Baker won 9 games, went to the playoffs. Deshaun Watson literally got passed up on his own team by graybeard Joe Flacco, who took the Browns to the playoffs, not Deshaun Watson. And Joe Flacco won the comeback player of the year. Deshaun Watson wasn't even the best quarterback on his own team last year. And Baker Mayfield is disrespected like this. It's unfathomable. I couldn't even believe it when I saw this. I actually saw the Deshaun Watson thing first and said he's ranked 17th after the season that he had, blah, blah, blah. I was like, I wonder where Baker's at. So I typed in Baker, and what do you know? This article came up. I mean, I was like, wow. They're still disrespecting Baker like that. Let's go over to the actual rankings. I mean, look, this guy's got Matthew Stafford down at 16. By the way, Brock Purdy, and I'm a Niners fan. Guys, I'm a Niners fan. I think Brock Purdy takes a lot of disrespect. He is not the second best quarterback in football. I'm sorry. As a Niners fan, even I find that. If you're even the least bit objective, you know, look, I'd probably put him top 10. I would. But come on. I mean, really? Joe Burrow and Josh Allen would be ranked ahead of Brock Purdy. For me, anyway. Jalen Hurts would probably be ahead of him. Justin Herbert. I mean, they got Aaron Rodgers at 11. And I understand Aaron Rodgers was hurt, but come on, guys. So this is what they said about Baker. The journeyman did a lot to boost his stock in 2023, which was often not pretty, but still made Tampa Bay a tough, scrappy out. Is he due for regression on a team with largely the same lineup? ? Perhaps, but he might still be good enough to keep the club hanging in the wild card race. It's going to be a tougher division this year, but they're going to be right there in it. I mean, you know, Kirk Cousins, Derek Carr, Baker Mayfield. I mean, it is sort of the Spider-Man meme of all guys pointing at each other in a lot of ways. Now, Kirk Cousins is the best of that bunch, but you get my point. Wow, it's unbelievable. I mean, and this also goes back to what we've talked about in the past where I've said, you notice Deshaun Watson was in a protective media bubble all this time during all these lawsuits and everything. ESPN hardly ever even talked about it. It's still going on. They're still trying to prop him up as some kind of superstar quarterback even right now. I give you a couple of guesses as to why, but I bet you only need one. I mean, and it is wokeness that's doing that. That's all I'm going to say. Identity politics. Just you figure it out. It's not that hard. That's why they didn't touch him during the lawsuits. Anyway, nonetheless, here we are. Deshaun Watson ranked ahead of Baker Mayfield. Man, I mean, really go pound sand and kick rocks. I mean, literally, don't ever write another quarterback ranking ever again. That's a joke. Tell me what you think. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.